What's up, Peep Squad is in the building, baby. Let's get into it. Let's talk about this situation with Black Ink Crew, Chicago 9 Meg, Ryan Henry, Anthony, and Nina. Nina actually speak. This is the woman that slept with Ryan and everything else like that. She said she did not cheat on Anthony at all because they was not together. And basically she said she was in a dark place, and she was having mental health issues too as well. And she landed in the arms of Ryan Henry, and it is what it is. And basically she's trying to move forward, but the way that Anthony's out here getting down on social media and doing interviews after interviews and having their son around, it's a problem. It's a situation. She said she's apologizing to everybody that she has done wrong. I was like, Nina's coming out. And Nina also said that Anthony is not a good person. He is not a nice person. He's not a kind person. He's not a sweet person. He's not a good person. He may be a good father, and that's it. And their relationship really sucked. They was together for 3.5 years, and half of that relationship was turmoil. And she said Anthony put them paws on her, baby. I was like, Lord have mercy. And she's also saying as recently as March, Anthony put them paws on her. And she also says that when it hit the fan that she was actually having an affair with Ryan and getting down with Ryan, and she found comfort in his arms, baby, that Anthony stayed at her house for a week and changed because he couldn't be alone. He couldn't sleep by himself. And Blase and the third, I was like, Lord have mercy, it is going down in this situation. And she was like, if she was such a bad person, why are you sleeping at my house? Why are you at my house? But here is Nina speaking for herself. So you guys tell me what you think about this situation. Let's get to it, baby.
Kaden, and so I'm just was trying to get him situated, and so that he wouldn't be able to hear everything that's going on and hear what I'm about to talk about, because it's none of his business. I just wanted to come out here and just take accountability for what has happened. I know that, you guys are seeing things from, the two main sides, which are Ryan and Anthony, but no one has really heard from me or heard what I've had to say. Initially, I was going to keep things quiet and not really say much about the situation because I just felt like it wasn't anybody's business. I really didn't want to come out there with anything. But I just felt a need, especially for family and friends who I'm close to that see me on this platform. I just kind of wanted to say a few things to shed a little bit of light. I did just put 2 posts on Instagram. Both of them were kind of shedding light on my relationship with Anthony and everything that I've been through with him. And then I wanted to come on here really quick and just talk about that briefly, just so you guys can see who you're lifting up and who you were, defending so hard in this situation, because this person is not exactly the best person in the world. He's not so innocent out there. And so I wanted to also make that very clear. But to begin, I just wanted to take accountability for what I've done. In no way, shape, or form was it right. I don't feel as though it is something that I should have done. I was selfish. I wasn't thinking. I didn't really care about anybody's feelings at that point, and it's terrible. But I can sit here and tell you guys that's truly what was going through my brain. I wasn't thinking about how this was affecting everybody else. It was a selfish decision in my part. At the time, I hear a lot of people saying, like, where's your loyalty? Like, how could you do that? I had no loyalty for Anthony. I really didn't. And again, I wasn't thinking about everybody else in the situation. I was only thinking about myself. I really didn't have loyalty for Anthony. Him and I went through so much. I had been hurt by him so many different ways and so many different times that, whether subconsciously this presented an opportunity for revenge or whatever you guys want to call it, at that time, I wasn't thinking about it. I was just thinking about how I was going to be satisfied in that moment and, whatever. With Ryan, a friendship developed from, the beginning when I had began dating Anthony. I never knew who Ryan was. I only knew of him. Anthony claimed that was his best friend. That was going to be our son's godfather. Okay, cool. You guys can see in our feeds and scroll all the way down to see, where we were at as a family. We went on vacations together. We spent a lot of time together. You know, over that time I got to know Ryan as a person, and as well as everybody else in his family and his, you know, line of friendships. And he was someone that I was able to confide in, you know, during the time that I was dealing with, you know, the many turmoils of my relationship with Anthony. You know, Anthony and I were never married. I was never engaged even to him. We held a relationship. It was short-lived. It lasted for maybe 3 years. For the first, you know, I guess maybe 6 to 8 months of us dating, it was perfect. And then, you know, I began to see who he was as a person. Abusive. Let's just put it there. Friends and family who know me, who know my story, who know me from the beginning, who followed me from the very beginning, have poured out their support because they know that at the end of the day, what I did was wrong and I take full responsibility for it. But, okay, this person is dragging it to be something that it's, you know, way bigger than the pile of things that he's done to me alone. I can't even speak for who else he's abused in the past or whatever. And so he's there painting a picture of me as this terrible person who was dealing with this man who was so great to me all my life, the whole time I've known him. Yet I decided to cheat on him, which is untrue, with, you know, his best friend. Yes, that happened. You know, over a span of time. Yes, that happened. Who happens to be my son's godfather. Yes, that's true. But in no way, shape, or form was this man this, you know, great person. And so I had to come on here and let you guys know, because I'm seeing so many women, especially at that, defending this person who is a straight up abuser. Someone who has put me through hell and back for all my life, or not all my life, or for since I've known him. And so for me, I just felt like, yeah, place your judgment. I don't really care what all y'all people have to say, because I wouldn't know you from a can of paint on the street. So if you want to talk about me, talk about me. I've done my share of apologizing to the people that I need to apologize to. I still have apologies to make. I still have to make this right. I still have to fix it. But, you know, we're not dealing with a saint here either. And so I wanted to shed that light off to everybody in the world who's defending him so hard. I get messages like, he's such a great person to you, blah, blah, blah. You don't know our life. You don't know what I've been through. Like, no one knows. You know, the pictures are, and the proof is in the pudding in the pictures. Like, I'm not lying about this shit. It's true. It has happened. So I wanted people to get their facts straight before I start getting death threats and all these things, you know, surrounding this opinion from the public that this man was so great to me, because he wasn't. You know, what I did, you know, is wrong on all levels. You know, Ryan was someone that, like I said, I confided in, someone who knew those stories firsthand, who had been there, you know, through it all. He was also trying to help Anthony kind of become better and help him to rehabilitate himself into something more than what he was putting out there for me to see, or anybody else for that matter. You know, and being his friend, he was really trying to just be there for him and help him. You know, Anthony's going to twist the story. He's going to turn around and try to make excuses. In no way, shape, or form is this an excuse toward anybody for what I did, because again, I take full responsibility. In no way, shape, or form is this justifying what I did. All this is just shedding light on a person who's dragging a story, and, you know, for likes and followers, because this is has been his aim for as long as I've known him, that he's just always wants to be in the limelight. If anybody knows Anthony, especially in Chicago, you know, he used to be big back in the day in the club life, promo life, whatever. You know, he basks in that. He loves that. You know, any chance he gets to talk about that, he talks about it. And so this was an opportunity for him, I believe, to push out to the world this story, to make himself seem like such a great big victim in order to gain likes and followers. And to me, that's not right. That's not fair. If you are going to publicly post and publicly speak on me and who I am and what you think I've done, or whatever the case may be, then come with facts, and then be real with yourself and be humble. Because, you know, this shit'll come and bite you in the ass later on. And this is it now. Like, I'm not going to stay quiet anymore. I've dealt with things so privately. This past March, when he put his hands on me, you know, was probably the worst. And I stayed quiet. I never said anything to my son. I didn't put anything out there for my son to be able to go back and see later on and until now. You know, but I always kept things so private because I never wanted my son to get a different view of his father, because at the end of the day, his dad is a great dad to him. So I would never want to take that away from him. But at this point, you know, he totally disrespected that part, that honor of keeping our son out of our personal business and things that don't really shouldn't affect him, yet he did that. And so this was me just wanting to let you guys know that if you want to know why, you want to know where my loyalty stood, wasn't no damn loyalty. There was none. There was absolutely none, because this man has hurt me time and time and time and time and time and time again, and still continues to do so. So, you know, for people that were asking that question, there's your answer. For people who are asking the question of like, how could you do that? How could you do that? Again, I wasn't thinking. My mind wasn't in the best place either. I know that, you know, people like to downplay the mental health thing and try to find excuses for, you know, that not being a valid reason. Yet, you know, I was in a very dark place myself, and we both found comfort within each other in speaking about those things and confiding in one another for that. You know, whatever it led to after that, I mean, it was a fucked up thing, and it happened. You know, before Anthony decided to post all this out to social media and to everyone in the world, you know, we were working on it. Anthony was here for days at my home after he found out what was going on and what happened, trying to, I don't know, fix things with me in a sense, I guess. I don't know. So it just goes to show like where his like intentions are really at, because how could you learn something about me that you're so appalled by to the media, yet you were here for an entire week and a half in my house, staying here overnight because you couldn't be alone, wanting my comfort. Just seems funny to me that you would come here and do that, but then yet go to the media when I decided to send you on your way because it wasn't working out. That little situation wasn't working out. Same thing with Ryan. He was in communication with Ryan throughout all that time too, for a whole almost nearly 2 weeks before he decided to come public with everything. You know, I get that he's upset. I'm not taking that away from him. Again, I've apologized to him. I've asked him in all different types of ways, you know, how we can make this work. How could we fix it? How can we all come together eventually and figure this out? And he, you know, there's no getting through to him right now because he's angry. Super understandable. Don't want to take that away from him at all. Yet, you know, the way he is going about it is just completely wrong. He's ruining, you know, the younger kids' viewpoints of what friendships should be and how to handle situations like this in the future. You know, these are people who look up to him and Ryan. Those are their uncles, you know, so he's just really tearing everything apart, and this could have been handled in a much more of an adult way than going to the media. I didn't want to have to do this. I didn't want to have to get on my live. I didn't want to have to say anything to anybody. But at the end of the day, no one's going to write my story. I'm not going to sit here and look like just this completely cold-hearted person, because that's not the case. I've been through enough with this man, you know, I've done the crying. I've done all of that. You know, and I've taken the accountability and the responsibility that I've had to take for this situation. It's been nearly 4 weeks, no, I'll say 3.5 weeks since this all came out. You know, I'm not going to sit here and cry on live because that emotion isn't there right now. My emotions are about how we can fix it and how we can move forward. Well, that's what they were, but now I just feel like he's completely tainted that too for us. So I just wanted to let everybody know that I do appreciate all of the support from everyone who either knows me personally or knows me just from, you know, in passing. I've heard a lot of kind words, because at the end of the day, whenever I do go through things like this, and they are, you know, known to those people who are personal to me, they know how strong I try to be, how I try not to let these things really fully affect me. And so to those people who've just offered those kind words, I really, really appreciate it, like, to the fullest extent. And it's been really helpful through this time. And yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say at this point. From that, again, I just want to really make it known to everyone that I am sorry. It's not anything that, I'm trying to run away from or be, not taking accountability for. I fully do. People who are in my personal life know what we're all going through. And I mean, that's good enough for me, but I just wanted to shed light on the person that you guys are uplifting to be this great, positive, wonderful person. Because even despite his cancer and all of that stuff, which is super serious, he was just not a good person during that time either. So, that's pretty much all I have to say, but thank you.
Also, Nina has posted pictures to her Instagram showing the alleged physical altercation between her and Anthony. You guys tell me what you think about this situation. When it rings, it pours, baby.